Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are still attempting to reach a compromise on a series of gun reform bills. House Democrats want to pass a pair of measures that have little chance of getting through the Senate. Meanwhile, a bipartisan group of senators continues to work on a narrower package, one they hope can attract 60 votes. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales joins us now with more. Erik.
Well, Tracy, the House bills range from banning high-capacity magazines to even strengthening red flag laws. Now, tomorrow, the House Oversight Committee will be holding a hearing where they're going to be having survivors of the recent shootings actually testifying. However, I spoke to the lead Republican who sits on that committee, and he says, although negotiations are taking place in the Senate, over on the House side, Democrats want nothing to do with Republicans.
In the House, Pelosi wants to pass the most extreme gun control bill imaginable to just fire up her base. And at the end of the day, they're doing more harm than good to their cause.
It's a different story in the Senate. Democrat Chris Murphy says both sides realize something must pass.
It's frankly a test of democracy. It's a test of the federal government as to whether we can deliver at a moment of just fierce anxiety amongst the American public. So we're closer than ever before. Let's see if we land it.
The top Republican in those bipartisan talks, Senator John Cornyn, cautions there are limits to what Republicans are willing to accept.
We are not talking about restricting the rights of current law-abiding gun owners or citizens. This is a constitutional right.
West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin supports raising the age to buy a weapon and stronger background checks, which he says would have prevented the Texas shooting. As for a ban on assault weapons?
Talking about bans, I wouldn't have a problem on looking at some of these things. What is the necessity? Tell me what the purpose is, and let's use them for those purposes.
Senator Cornyn says he wants the FBI to consider a gun purchaser's juvenile record when they attempt to buy a weapon. He says Republicans support, quote, common sense solutions.
Strengthening mental health, bolstering school security, keeping guns out of the hands of people who are already legally prohibited from having them. I think a lot of our colleagues could get behind those provisions.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Republican Leader Mitch McConnell do welcome the bipartisan talks. Now, I did speak with senators who tell me that another full member meeting will take place either on Wednesday night or Thursday night of this week. Some senators hope to have something voted on by July 4th, but right now, that seems doubtful. At the Capitol, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.